Hey Catherine, so I was able to take a look at some of this, and this is a good pass. Let's go over some of the things that I'm seeing, though, that I think we can improve on. Let's see here. So if I go ahead and play this, can't loop it, so I'll just keep doing this real quick here. This is really good, but it feels kind of like a trot. It doesn't really feel like it's like a run. And I think the biggest problem that I'm seeing is one of two things. If you take a look at the reference that you had, the torso is probably going up and down a lot more than what you have there, and there's definitely more hang time in the air. So let's see here. I'm still not seeing a pose where the feet are simultaneously off the ground. It's like you have one contact here and then the other one's up and the other one's contacting. So there's constantly a contact, and I think that's the biggest problem. What you need to have in between these two, to start out with at least, is to have a point where this foot's off the ground and this foot's off the ground. And it's probably going to happen right between here and here. Okay, so this one will actually stretch out a little bit further. This one will stretch out a little bit further back, and then it'll go in. This one will then kind of wrap up it around this way, and then as it's going into its next pose, it'll probably come back down to around here. As far as the front foot goes, like I said, it'll probably, in the next pose, it'll come out to here, and then it'll hit the ground probably a little bit more further out, somewhere like right around here, and then it'll move back into this position. And I think that that's going to give you a little bit more in terms of the legs, what you're looking for. Now, you're probably going to have to raise the torso. Overall, I think you should probably raise it a little bit. The head is doing pretty much what it should be doing, but I think that you need to raise the whole torso area, the whole body, and then counter the head down back into kind of a little place right around here. And it helps sometimes to have like a ball, like if you were to take a sphere and you were to say Control V, hold down, well, I don't know what it would be on an Apple, but I think it's like Command V, and that'll snap a ball kind of to a vertice over here, and it'll kind of get you really close. So basically the ball will be at the origin, you snap it, kind of snaps over here somewhere, and then you just kind of move it into place. And I think if you do that, you'll have a reference of where the head should continually kind of be. Now, you don't want it to be 100% stuck to the ball, but you want to use it as a reference for kind of where it should reside. Okay, and then I think that'll be a little bit better. Now moving on to the front, we're going to take a look at your front here. This is really good, but you have a little bit too much. What I see is you're rotating. You're rotating left, right, rather than have it take the weight. So for instance, let's see here. The weight is here. This is kind of the down point. So I would expect the body to at least be over here. You know what I mean? The edge of the body to be somewhere over here. So shifting the weight this way. And then as he goes up into the air, he comes back into the middle. And then when you come over to here and you land and you take the weight, taking the weight over here. So the body should come out somewhere right around this area over here. And probably you're going to, I probably wouldn't be rotating this way. I'd almost rotate the opposite direction, to be honest with you. And I really wouldn't rotate that much. If I'm going to rotate anything, it's going to be the neck and the head kind of back towards the center. So the neck and the head kind of hover around the center. It kind of like just ping pongs right here. So there is some back and forth, but not nearly as much as what the body's going to be doing. In addition, when the foot sets down, when a character runs, you have them running very much in line. So if I look at this, if I just watch it, it's like boom, 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 boom. The feet are right here. I would move them a little bit more towards the center. And as you're passing the passing pose, they move a little bit out towards kind of where you have them now. And then they come back to the center. And then they go, as they're going back, as the foot's going back. Excuse me. So if we just take a look at this foot right here, as the foot's going back, let's see here, it's going to reside on this closer towards the center line, but then as the foot moves forward towards the passing pose, it's going to come out towards this this position. So it's kind of like making this arcing pattern. Okay, you don't want to arc when you're in contact with the ground. That's a straight line. But when it's passing the other leg, it has to kind of move over to make room for itself. Otherwise, it'll go right through the geometry. In addition, you're not, well, you are rotating, so that's okay. That's good. Let's see here. You can definitely get a little bit more rotation in this so that it's not straight up and down, but more at this angle when it like leaves the ground. So the toes are still kind of where they were, but the heel would be kind of somewhere over here in this area. And that would kind of give you a little bit of a, you know, kind of like a push-off kind of feeling. And then as it's kind of coming around, you want to curl the foot underneath. I don't know, you don't have any toe controls. I don't think we built that in. But you definitely could probably rotate the entire foot a little bit more down and have this shape that goes zig, zag, zig kind of thing. Almost like, see this foot, this little toe that's right here? It's almost like this foot needs to be in this, pointing like in this direction. So this toe should be kind of like over here. Maybe not that extreme, but kind of going towards that direction. Okay? And try to implement those notes if you can, and then we will kind of go from there. Okay? All right. See you tonight.